Welcome to the final day of ADIPEC 2023 and the next episode of our on-air at ADIPEC podcast series recorded live from the Wood Stand. My name is Amy Cox and I'm your host, and today I'm joined by Johannes Vorster, Vice President of People and Organisation for the Middle East, and Osama Lazim, Deputy General Manager for Iraq in Wood. Welcome both. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Amy.
So today we're going to be discussing how we drive new capabilities within the region. Nationalisation can support this and also create a lasting legacy for future generations across the Middle East. In this session, we'll hopefully explore Wood's approaches to embracing and also share some of the talent and success stories that we have in the region. So Wood is a global business with a clear strategy to grow its business in the Middle East, and in order to do that, we require talented people to support us. Hannes, as part of the people and organisation team, you probably see firsthand some of the initiatives and programmes that we run to drive that nationalisation piece. Would you like to share some of those with us today?
Yes, thanks, Amy. So first of all, I think, there's a terminology generally being used, ICV, which is in-country value. This terminology has really been brought about by the UAE government and also supported then by the local national company, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. But there are similar initiatives in the region. So, for example, in Saudi, they are using ICTVA, which is in-kingdom total value add. And that's supported again by the local national company, Saudi Aramco. In Qatar, for example, they have Tautin, it's a similar initiative. So all these initiatives really stand on pretty much four pillars. One is the nationalization. Secondly, it's about local spend, and then also the use of local suppliers. But there's also an element of your corporate social governance as well as your the sustainability. Now, for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to focus a little bit more on the nationalization itself. So, I think the nationalization, the Wood strategy supports all four of those pillars, but it also resonates with our core values of being care, courage, and commitment. Care for the local communities, and the commitment towards our local stakeholders, and then the courage to push boundaries and create sustainable businesses within the region. Now, there's also a lot of talk about targets being set. Now, I've been fortunate to have been in the region for over 16 years, of which more of 10 of those has been with Wood. And I've seen these, the governments and local national oil companies supporting these targets or creating targets for companies to meet. So there's your governmental targets being set, but then there's also national oil company targets. But then Wood have our own targets, and the reason for those targets being is just, it's not really to meet the targets, but our targets, generally speaking, are more onerous than the targets that have been set by the governments and the local oil companies. And the reason why these oil companies, I've seen how that's evolved over years, but it's really an attempt to get companies that are probably not as far as along the line as what we are, but to get them to buy into the concept and employ local nationals. For us, it's more of it's not about meeting the targets. There's much more in it for us. We're not doing it to meet targets per se, but we're doing it because we simply believe it's the right thing to do. And there are so many benefits, it's just allowing, well, it's not only about employment of local nationals, but it's also that skills transfer for those local nationals and plowing back, some revenue into the communities and creating, sustainable communities. So for us, it's much more than just meeting targets. It's the right thing to do. And I can talk about the benefits. It's about, employing local nationals. You're not only employing them, you're also transferring that skills and making them, enabling them to be better versions of themselves. But at the same time, you're also supporting the communities where they work, and you're also allowing them to benefit from the economic growth that of the countries where they're nationals in. But then there's also the bit about the communities that we support. But for us, it enables us to put these skilled talent in reimbursable roles, and at the same time generate revenue from that, because we're in a people's business.
Yeah. And do we have specific programs in place? Do we, seek to have nationals kind of coming through represents at that sort of graduate level all the way up?
Yes, absolutely, Amy. We so there's a number of programs that we have in place. First of all, we have a graduate and early careers program, but it starts really with us identifying potential roles where we can put these nationals in.
Yeah.
And we have a fully fledged internal resourcing department, and they use various means of targeting local nationals. For example, we do a lot of headhunting through LinkedIn campaigns.
Okay.
We get there is the Department of Labour have got a skills pool where all local nationals can join that skills pool who's interested to join private companies. So we use those skill pools. We do targeted selection. We've got the Wood Careers portal where these vacancies are advertised. Client referrals, internal referrals. So, and then once we have these nationals in place, we have what I mentioned, the early careers and the graduate development program. And I'm proud to say that at the moment we have around 100 local nationals taking part in these programs.
Okay.
So on those programs, we apply a philosophy of 70-20-10. What that means is 70% of the learning happens from on-the-job training, and 20% is learning from others, and 10% is more formal classroom training. But then coupled with that, once these employees join us, we have a succession plan. Every one of these local nationals have got a development program that, with the support of our learning and development department, we assign mentors to them, and those development programs are just to give a bit more structure, to their development, ensuring that we stick to that. There's a number of these programs that we do.
And Osama, you're based in Iraq. There's a number of initiatives happening over there. We've got strong growth in that region. Can you share some of the experiences that you've had?
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to add on what Hannah says, that there is a target set by the government, and especially in Iraq, the target set by the government is to be 50-50. But actually, we went beyond that number, and almost we are close to 80% of local nationals.
Okay.
And that only because we believe it's the right things to do. And as I said, there's lots of initiatives that has been done in country, and on the top of that initiative is the graduate program. So far, we do have close to 100 people join the company through that program. And the company bought a really good program, 4 years program, to start with the company as a fresh graduate and end up as a seniors. And the graduate program starts with Wood since 2016. And we do have lots of employees join through that program, and others when they are in elite positions, and some of them are in senior positions. And also the other initiative is we provide an intern traineeship program that happens on a yearly basis, and there is no limit to that program. Anyone from the university, from the institutes that really keen and interested to join Wood for that program, we're more than happy to take. And also the another initiative is in January we are about to start a training academy, and that actually will give more opportunities to the community, and also it will be adding more numbers to the localization program or nationalization program, as well as there is an Wood Training Academy, and hopefully it will be see the light on the next August, and that one will be on the larger scale, and with the joint venture with the Basra University, or with the Basra Recruitment Center, with the Basra Institute. So there is a lot of initiatives that have been taken by Wood in order to support the community and the nationalization program. And in my eyes, to be honest, since I've been with the Wood for at least the 9 years, I see Wood heading the nationalization program into a country.
Yeah.
And they are on the right path, on the right track.
Yeah. And you talk about your career with Wood. You've been with us for a number of years.
Yes, yeah.
And you've kind of seen that development on, firsthand.
Yeah, seriously, yes, correct. I see that in my eyes. I joined my journey with Wood started back in 2015 as a public relations officer. And as always, when I take a new role, I bought a robust plan and for my career within the organization, and as well as I'll challenge myself to reach my target. would provide me with a valuable assistant right from the start. I did receive the on-job training, as Johannes mentioned, as a 70% on-job training.
Yeah.
And also the external and internal training and a valuable guidance. And also they occupy me with the skills that help me to success in my professional's growth. Additionally, we do have within Wood as a Wood Project Management Academy, and actually that academy it's played a very important role in my professional growth. And Wood commitment to employee development and training, it's been evident through the online training tools and resource. And today I'm proudly stands as a Deputy General Manager, and that position could not have been achieved without the support and the unwavering support that I received from the company. And I'm very deeply grateful of the instrumental support that I received from the company to shape my career.
Yeah, and it's great for you to be here sharing your story, because it then gives other people, the insight into the fact that that's possible. So if they join our company, hopefully they feel invested in, and their growth and their succession planning is being looked after, and therefore they can grow with us.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. To be honest, I'm using myself as an example back in the country when we start the graduate program or when we have any new joiners. Because sometimes the culture down interacts. It's let's say it's a little bit unique or different, and the people when they join the company, they say that the company cannot give us any kind of support or training, and sometimes the not Wood. I mean the companies in general, they are really looking after their benefits, not that the employees benefit. So I'm using myself as an example, and I'll say, look, I joined the company as a public relations officer, and now I'm starting as the Deputy General Manager. It wasn't an easy trip, but the all resource and the training, the support was available for me and would make a smooth trip for me.
I think if I can just add to that, Amy, is that we spoke about a legacy, and it's about leaving that legacy behind. We're an international organization, so we know we're not going to be here forever, and it's when we leave one day, what is it that we've left behind? And Osama is a really good example, but there are many such examples. We've also got a program, an international assignment program, and especially in countries like in Saudi and in Kuwait, where we've taken groups of graduate or early careers employees, local nationals, and sent them on international assignments to the likes of our Reading office for periods of up to 6 months. And it's when you speak to these local nationals and you hear from them, where they actually say, that Wood has really equipped them and made them more marketable and left them, with skills that they're forever indebted to. And that's what you want to hear. You want to feel that one day you've actually made a difference in these countries, and that's absolutely what we stand for.
We do in ROC operations. We do have the same initiatives. We call it this placement program. Actually, we took so far more than 20 from the last year graduate joiners and put them through the training program in Dubai, and three sets of programs: 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then send them back into country to transfer their knowledge to the next generation.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's about that long-term legacy, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah. So talking about longer term, how do you think nationalisation and the investment in nationals will help us deliver our longer term goals overall, kind of from a strategic level?
So I think as I mentioned, Wood has got a certain strategy in place, but by employing these local nationals, equips us better because we can invest back into the communities and then make that sustainable. So I believe in the longer Wood term strategy. This absolutely supports that 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, for the long term and the legacy, yesterday we had a visit from the Basra governor, delegate from the Basra governor, and actually he gave us a good statement, and he says where Wood has the legacy at the moment, because we do have almost 400 employees and 400 talented employees. And I remember back in 2015 when we joined, we were about only 15 locals. within the team. And at this moment, as I said, it's close to 400. And these 400 now, they take in the lead positions. Majority of our contracts are really led by local nationals. And this is the long-term investment in the country.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we're a people's business. So
Yes,
it's
we
about
are,
our
yeah.
people.
Absolutely. So we've been asking everybody who's been sitting here contributing to podcasts during the week this one final question. So the theme of ADIPEC 2023 is decarbonising faster together. We're already working as an industry to decarbonise. Well, what is the one thing that you think we could do better to get there faster? Osama?
To me, I think it's collaborations.
Yeah.
As you know, the decarbonization, it's a complex challenge, and it goes beyond it's all not only in oil and gas sector. It's transportation, renewable, etc., etc. And to expedite the progress in that sector, we need all to come together. And also, especially to me, it means a lot the educational and educations and public engagement, widespread of the decarbonizations. It's really essential. Yeah.
Thank you. Hannah?
Right, Amy. So I think the topic's been debated for many years, and I'm glad to say that we've moved from it being debated to an actual reality where people are taking it seriously. And I think big organizations like ourselves have done massive steps towards that decarbonization. Your question is about what could we do more. For me, we employ roughly 35,000 employees, and I think by getting a message across to each and every single one of our employees per se, have employees also buy into this, and we can, there's various ways in doing that by town halls, general discussions. For me personally, I've invested in a company called OHX, which is a heat exchange company, and it's organic heat exchangers. So basically, what they do is they transform warm air into make cold air from thermal energy, and just living in the Middle East, where we know that every single place that you go, everywhere indoors is just all run by air conditioners. So if we could get to a place where those air conditioners are changed by these organic heat exchangers, and we can, that will make a massive difference. And I think it's every individual, to take this upon themselves to also make a contribution towards that. There's a saying that says, you can't change the world unless you change yourself. So I think as an organization, if we can get all our employees to buy into that and other organizations to do the same, absolutely we'll get there faster.
Yeah, it's all those small incremental changes that will make that
100%,
contribution. Yeah, great. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been some really good discussion and some insights, and we'll chat again soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this.